Trans Am's back, and today we're going to see exactly how much power it lost over the past 34 years. It's going to be a lot. So before we get started today, for anybody who's new to the channel, this is my 1986 Pontiac Trans Am. I bought it for $1,500 off the Facebook Marketplace earlier this year. I have about 4 or 5 videos leading up to this one, just doing minor stuff, checking the car out. So if you want to go check that out before watching this one, just click that link right over there and you'll get all caught up and you'll be ready for what's to come. But today we're going to be taking this car down to TuneTimePerformance over in Lakewood, New Jersey. The owner, Matt, invited me down to strap this thing to the dyno, and we're going to see exactly how much power it's putting out. Now, when this car was brand new off the assembly line in '86, with this V8 engine, it put out 150 horsepower through a carburetor. Fuel injection wasn't available on the V8, and they didn't come out with the 5.7 at least available in these cars until '87. But this car doesn't have the original 5.0. No. This thing has a 5.7 350 out of a late 70s Corvette, which means it's still slow as shit. From what I could tell, everything is original. It looks like they just pulled the engine out, threw it in here, put on the Trans Am accessories, and just drove it. It doesn't have a cam, it doesn't have any aftermarket heads. It is just as slow or slower when it came out in '86. But there is a little twist to this video. Not only are we going to be throwing this on the dyno and seeing how much power it makes right now, we're also going to tweak a little things. My friend James is coming along. We're going to mess with the timing, mess with the carb, see if this thing is running 100% as it should. And depending on what it makes on the dyno, we're going to make a few little magical adjustments. See if we get a few more horses out of this thing. Hey.
Oh, nice smell of building.
Where's your mullet?
What? Oh. I gotta drive with you wearing that?
All right, guys, so we got the Trans Am strapped down to the dyno at tune time. James is just doing his thing with the idle mixture because just putting the wideband on it, it's idling at like 10.4. So it's extremely rich. He's just messing with the screws. We got it up to 12. We're gonna see how good we can get it, and then we're gonna actually make a pull. All right, so James is going around with some brake cleaner now. We're pretty sure we found a vacuum. All right, so we weren't able to find anything as far as the vacuum leak. We think it might be the canister on the side of the car for the secondaries. So right now, we're just gonna make our first pull. If it broke 200 on the torque, I told you. He said like 180. All right, so first pull, untouched, we made 131 horsepower, which is a lot higher than I thought it was gonna make. And we're at right at 200 on the torque. And it didn't blow up. All right, so you guys saw all that smoke at the end. It is incredibly rich. So unfortunately, it doesn't have an adjustment as far as the jets go. So the best we could do is pull the front off. James is gonna rejet the front. We're gonna put it back together, see if that helps any. and just kind of do whatever we can. We don't even have gaskets for this thing. So we're gonna kind of make the best of the situation. We'll just change the fronts. Hopefully we get everything back together with the existing gaskets, and then we'll be ready to make another pull.
Yeah, the line is boiling over. Why is your gas boiling? Do me a favor, open the gas cap. Here's your problem.
It's pressure.
You need a vented gas cap.
There's nothing on it? You can't see it?
I can't see it.
All right, so right now it has 62 jets in it. Unfortunately, we don't have anything smaller than a 64. We were gonna solder them up and then re-drill them, but we do not have an index drill bit set. So for now, we're just gonna throw it back together the way it is. What I could do for the future is get a different metering block for the back. That's gonna allow me to switch the jets out, and then we can make further adjustments with this carb. But for now, we're just gonna put it back together with the regular jets. We'll do some stuff with the timing, so we can pick anything up at all while we're here. All right, so we got the car back together. The old 62 jets are back in. I have the GoPro right over the carb here. We want to see if the secondaries are opening up. And we just gave it 2 more degrees of timing. It was at 11, we brought it to 13. Can't do anything with the fueling, except for the little adjustment that James did for the mixture screws. So we're gonna go hit it again and see if the timing makes any more power. 137, 201. So we got an extra 5-6 horsepower out of it. All right, so I went and put the lid back on. We got the snorkel back on. We're going to do a couple more pulls, and we're just going to see exactly what the lid does and having the stock intake, if it's going to lose power, stay the same. I have a feeling it's definitely going to lose something, and then we'll probably just flip it, do one more, and we'll see exactly what it picks up. Made like a little bit more torque. Didn't see that coming. I really thought that stupid thing was going to affect something.
So the lid made more. See how the lid made more power?
Yeah.
It's because it leaned it out because it was rich. It still will make more power if we can get the right jetting in it.
But it's so rich. Just
it basically went from 11.2 to 11.5 just by putting the lid back on it.
So as you can see, the Trans Am made it back to the garage. About an hour and 10-minute drive both ways. This thing is just incredibly reliable, knock on wood. When the transmission went out in the Tahoe, I was driving this thing every day, and as raggedy and kind of falling apart as the interior is and how bad it smells and everything, it is friggin' reliable as hell. It made it down there without a problem. Drives absolutely amazing on the highway. It's so incredibly smooth. It's just an all-around reliable and has been a good car. As for power, that leaves something to be desired. It picked up a total of 5 horsepower and 8 foot-pounds of torque, which really isn't much. I mean, it's not enough to notice it while you're driving, but the problem is the car is running unbelievably rich. There just wasn't anything we could do with the car. We pulled the front jets out. The back of the car doesn't even have adjustments. You can't put jets in it. So the most we could do was change out the jets in the front. The smallest one in there is like a 62, and the thing is still running just unbelievably rich. So we'd have to go down to like a 60, possibly even a 58. So I'm gonna order a jet kit. We're gonna go back and we're gonna see how much power we can get out of this thing the way it sits. But once again, I just want to thank Matt and TuneTimePerformance for allowing us to bring the Trans Am down, playing with it all day, tying up the dyno, just kind of messing with it, seeing what power we can get out of this turd. And if you want to go check them out, I'm going to put the link to their website right below the video. If you just have a completely stock Trans Am and you want to put an LS in it and you just can't do it yourself, or you have no place to do it and you want to pay somebody to do it, you could just roll your stock Trans Am IROC in there and just say I want an LS in it, go map everything out, do exactly what you want. And just like that, you can have a turnkey LS swap. So check them out, links right below the video. But for now, that is going to do it for this episode of the Trans Am series. I'm glad we were actually able to get this thing onto a dyno so you can see exactly how slow it is. Give you an idea of what I mean when I say this thing is just an absolute turd. Which brings me around to the name. Maybe we should call it the Turdy Bird or Turdy or something like that. But for the next video on the Trans Am, we are probably going to be tackling those T-top seals finally, because after that it's going to be interior. This is part 1 of this kind of tuning video. There will be a part 2. But for now, that's going to do it for another Trans Am video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please remember to like, comment, share, subscribe, and I'll see you in a few days.